with a warm up. So we'll start standing up. Just try and loosen up our hips before we get going. So standing with your feet, hip width apart or wider, soft knees. Just going to take your hips and roll them side to side. Try to push them back a little bit. This is designed to relax your pelvic floor, which can make it easier to connect with it. It's hard to kind of feel anything from your pelvic floor if it's tense and tight. So then bring your hands to your belly and take 5 breaths. Seal your mouth, breathe in through your nose slowly and count to 4 in your head, and then breathe out by blowing the air out of your mouth for 5 slow breaths. The next 5 breaths, we're going to focus on relaxing, letting go of our muscles when we breathe in, like when you go to pee on the toilet, and that feeling of letting go so that people come out. When we breathe out, we're going to imagine we're taking our hip bones this side to this side and drawing it in together. You're going to only use about 20% of your effort, so whatever 100% is, 20% effort, and draw your hip bones together. So we'll start with that. Inhale through your nose, let go, exhale, bring back, putting the hip bones together. When you inhale, imagine your hip bones opening up. Exhale, draw them in. 3 more breaths. Now we're going to squat with our breath. So inhale, push your hips back. So I'm not going straight down, I'm sending it backwards and dropping. Inhale, sit back, exhale and stand. Try to keep your chest up, leave that whole movement from your hips, like you're sitting on a toilet seat. Up or wider, pushing your knees out away from each other as you squat. Now take your hands deep to the ground. So you're just going to try and get a little bit deeper into the squat. Don't run towards the ground to touch. Reaching, pushing your knees out. Inhale down, exhale up. We'll be here 15 more seconds. Now we're going to reach for the ground and then come up on your tiptoes, reach for the sky. Inhale towards the ground, exhale up towards the sky. Very slow and controlled. So as you reach, I still want you to keep your chest up. You're not rounding your back and turning your chest towards the ground. Until squat will reach. What you do is change to plie squats. So take your feet, even wider stance, turn your toes out, so they turn away from my body. And for a plie squat, you're going to send your knees straight out, away from your body. For your hips, a regular squat, you sit back and down. For a plie squat, take your bum and roll it forward. So if you think of how an ice cream, the ice cream out. Think of your hips like an ice cream scoop, and scoop it forward, tuck your tailbone under, wide stance, toes turned out. Then you're going to push your knees out and come straight down. So we'll do plie squats. So again, standing, feet wide apart, take your hips, roll them forward. So you feel that like clenched butt, push your knees straight up and just come down in a straight line. Inhale down, exhale up. And take your hands and draw a circle. Inhale down, exhale up. Ten more seconds. Now reverse lunges. So bring your feet onto your hips. I'm going to start with my left leg. Take it and step it straight behind me. But I'm going to let my body move with it. So I'm not stepping it back and trying to stay upright. I'm hinging. Setting my bum back like a squat. And so when I step back, there's a straight line from my ankle through to my head. So step back and send your bum back, then drop your knee. So you're at a slight angle at the bottom. You're not completely upright because your hips are pushed back. Just like a squat, like a regular squat we're here, with that reverse lunge, it's the same thing. So stepping back, pushing your body weight into the back leg, then using that back leg to push you up. So a reverse lunge, the focus is on the reverse leg, the back leg. So you have two breathing options. You can try inhaling at the top, exhaling through the lunge. So that would look like this. Or you can inhale down, exhale up. So pick the breath strategy that makes you feel more stable, and we'll do this for the next 20 seconds. Go slow and steady. The focus is on your stability, on maintaining control and not speed. We'll change sides. So opposite leg. Step behind, let your body hinge, drop that back knee, and like push your body weight intentionally into the back leg. Then use that back leg to push yourself to standing. Moving with your breath. Ten more seconds. Do it one more time. You've done your lunge, we're going to come down to the floor onto our knees. So this movement, stand up on your knees, and you're going to try and just stand up. So use your breath to help stabilize you. You're going to inhale on our knees, exhale, whichever foot you're leaning up, bring your leg up, push into your heels, exhale to standing. You can either exhale back down or inhale down, but we're always exhaling to stand. So we're going to go from kneeling to standing for the next 30 seconds. Think about alternating the foot that you're leading with. Use your exhale intentionally to help stabilize your body as you stand. 15 more seconds. Get one more repetition in, and then we'll just change exercises. When you've done that, coming up, standing up for side lunges. So side lunges, your feet are wider than your hips. So if my feet were under my hips, they would be here. I'm going to make them big wide stand. Strip stance, turn my toes away from my body so they're not facing forward, they're turned out. I'm going to send my hips back, sit back like a squat, and keep the heel of the leg I'm leaning towards connected to the ground the whole time. So I'm not at any point coming up on my toes. The heel stays connected. I'm also only hinging as far as my hips allow. So it's pushing my hips back to wherever they stop, not relaxing my chest so I'm dropping down low. Just like the squat, we're trying to keep our chest upright. So your breathing options, you can inhale at the top, exhale through it, or inhale down, exhale up. You're going to go to the left for 20 seconds and to the right for 20 seconds, starting with your left. So remember, you're sitting backwards, you're not going straight down. 10 more seconds. Now we're going to switch sides to the right, same thing. Sitting your hips back, keeping your right heel connected to the ground the whole time. That opposite leg is straight, there's no bend in the opposite knee. We're going to come down to the mat for glute bridges. So glute bridges, you're lying on your back. You're making sure your whole back is planted on the ground. So there's no arch in your back. Feet are on the ground, knees bent. So think about a string around your ribs, and the string the whole time you're going up into your glute bridge is pulling your ribs down towards the ground. So your ribs stay sent down. There's another string pulling your hips up towards the ceiling. So you're going to inhale at the bottom, exhale, keep your ribs down, send your hips up. And by keeping my ribs down, you can see my body is aligned here. My ribs are in line with my hips. If I relax my ribs, they flare, and suddenly my lower back hyperextends. I start feeling it in my lower back. I start feeling it more in my abs. So I want you to be really mindful of that, letting your ribs stay down, intentionally sending them downwards as your hips come up. So 30 seconds of glute bridges. Inhale through your nose at the bottom, exhale through your mouth, send your hips up. Ten more seconds. Now I want you to roll onto your side. You're going to do open books. So lying on your side, either your arms straight ahead, head resting on it, or your head resting on your palms. Now bring our knees to 90 degrees like a book. The goal is to open your knees, your legs apart, keeping your ankles and your knee and your ankles stacked. Before we begin, as I'm lying here, I'm lying on my hip bone, lying right on my side. So I want you to roll forward so you're off your hip bone, no weight on your, or little weight on your hips. You're going to keep this rolled forward position. I'm going to plant my other hand in front of me just to kind of stabilize my body. Inhale without moving, exhale, open my knees up as far as I can without rolling back on my hip bone. So I'm maintaining that stable position. I'm not going to roll back. See how I'm moving my knees and my ankle together. I don't want you to send your ankle towards the ceiling or your knee towards the ceiling. You're trying to keep your joints stacked. 15 more seconds here, then we'll do the other side. Exhale as you open. Now I need to rotate to your other side. So again, line on your side. Rolling forward so the weight is off your hip bone. So if you took a ruler and a string from your belly button, it would go towards the ground, it would go straight across towards the wall. Exhale as we open, inhale as we close. 10 more seconds here. Up onto your hands and knees. We're just going to do 30 seconds just breathing. So knees under your hips, wrists underneath your shoulders. Inhale through your nose, let your belly relax towards the ground. Exhale through your mouth. Gently, the same thing. Imagine your hip bones, you're pulling them in together. Another analogy is imagine you're drawing a blueberry, pulling a blueberry up using your vagina, 20% effort so you don't crush the blueberry. And you're also going to draw your belly button in with that 20% effort when you breathe out. When you breathe in, relax. So we'll do 30 seconds of breath. Find where your shoulders are at. And even when I was naturally here, my shoulders were kind of up towards my ears. So imagine a string, gently pulling them down towards your hips. So draw your shoulders back, and then we'll start breathing. So don't let anything else move. You're just relaxing your belly, inhaling, lifting your blueberry, exhaling. So I'm not tucking my tailbone, see my back. Doesn't really look like I'm doing anything. So physically, you shouldn't be moving any kind of amount. You're maintaining that stability and breathing. Take 2 more breaths. We're going to take our left foot. So adjust your feet so you feel stable. You're going to lift that left foot. Take your heel, kick it towards the ceiling. This is a donkey kick. So your goal is to kick as high as you can without arching your back. So I don't want you to do this or end up bending your elbows. Elbows stay locked, back stays in the same position like you're resting a glass of water or a bowl of soup on your back. So even that little bit of so it will bother your back if you're moving it. The goal is hip stability. So kicking up as high as you can without any movement from your low back. So where you'll feel it is in your thighs and in your butt. Your butt is your biggest stabilizer of your hips. So we'll start 30 seconds each side. Inhale at the bottom, exhale as your heel comes up. Slow and steady. So your leg might not feel like it's going super high. The goal is not to reach the ceiling, I guess. The goal is just to move it with control. Let your glutes stop your legs where it's supposed to. So butt exercise and exercise for the back of your legs, your posterior chain muscles. So we're going to switch sides in 5 seconds. Bring your left knee down, right knee, or the opposite of the one you were working with. Same thing for the next 30 seconds. Find where your shoulders are at again. And if you feel them creeping up towards your ears, pull them back down towards your hips. If your wrists bother you, you can try making a fist and balancing on a fist instead. 15 more seconds. Just heel to ceiling. Get one more repetition in. That's the warm up. We'll grab some water and we'll start our workout. So the circuit that we're doing is 40 seconds of movement, 20 seconds of rest for 8 different exercises. Our first 40 seconds are going to be glute bridges. So I'll demonstrate the exercise between our rests. First are glute bridges. So we did that in the warm up. Exhale up, inhale down, or inhale at the bottom. Next, we're going to do sit-ups, which we haven't done yet, so I'll give you a couple of options. Option one is just working on the lower ring. So it's inhaling at the top, exhaling, you might have to have your hands extended, exhaling, and you're just trying to hinge as much as you can, or the goal is to lower yourself to the ground with control so you don't flop up. Then you can roll to the side, come back up. We work just on the lower ring. If you're can't get all the way down, even lowering here, coming back up, you can build strength and control there. If you have a weight, it actually helps to have a counterbalance. So you can hold a weight out in front of you, and that helps you that can help you get down. Those are your first 3 ways. The next way is a full sit-up. So starting at the bottom, exhaling, throwing your body up, touching your shoelaces or where your shoelaces would be, and coming back down with control. Again, if you have a weight and you're struggling getting up, you try to get up, and you're like here, and flop back down. If you have a weight, it helps. It's a counterbalance, and what the weight does, it pulls your body forward, where you don't have the strength to get all the way to the top. So you would hold the weight, a dumbbell or a kettlebell, or like a medicine ball, and just throw it in front of you. And the weight just pulls you forward where you get stuck. And so kind of pick where you're at, whether you just want to work on the lowering part of the sit-up, whether you want to try the full sit-up. Your goal is just control, and you can feel the intensity change in your abs, and just feeling like you can maintain control for as much of a range of motion as your body allows. Then the next part is Russian twists. You have the levels, Russian twist, sit level 1 is sitting upright. You're just going to rotate, touch your hip bone, rotate, touch your hip bone. Level 2, same thing, hinging back. Level 3, feet off the ground. You can also add weight to that. You're gonna have a kneel to stand, which we did in the warm-up. Squats, lateral walk. Lateral walk, you can do it banded. I have resistance bands to the side or without a band. So what you're going to do is hold a squat, walk to the side. 3 steps to the left, 3 steps to the right, or 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, just side to side. So we'll start in 10 seconds. The first 40 seconds are going to be glute bridges. Starting in 5 seconds, flat on your back, ready for your glute bridges. And start. This is the halfway point. We are 20 seconds in. So sit-ups. So either lowering, sitting up, inhale, and then exhale to lower. Working on your depth. All down and up. And start. You're moving on your exhale. Exhaling, drawing your belly button in towards your spine and picking up your blueberry. As you come up, push your feet into the ground. At the same time as you exhale up, that helps your feet not fly into the air. you have a weight, it will help you. It will make the movement a little bit easier. And rest. Next, Russian twist. So we're sitting up on our sit bones, your tailbone at the end of your spine, and keeping your body weight off it. Level 1, cup your hands, rotate, touch your hips. You try to keep your hips facing forward. You're rotating from your chest, from your rib cage. And start. Level 2, add a hinge. Level 3, take your feet off. You can also level up by doing it with a weight. Exhale on that rotation. You're intentionally exhaling as you rotate. Halfway. 10 more seconds. And rest. We have a kneeling hip thrust. So you're going to come up on your knees. Knees under your hips. You can either have your feet spread out or toes touching. Starting by sitting down on your heels. Breathe out. Just bring your hips forward. Thrust your hips forward till they stop. And start. Inhale down. Exhale up. Again, with this one, you can level up by doing it with weight. Halfway. Three more seconds. Now we're going to do a kneel to stand. So you're going to start from kneeling, exhale, and stand. Back to kneeling, exhale as you stand. You can also exhale back to kneeling. Again, anytime you want to increase the difficulty of the movement, you can grab weight to it. We're starting kneeling. It's like kneeling and standing up with your child, which we often do anyway, so why not trade it? If you want something, you're down here, you're going to pick them up, you're trying to figure out how to stand. So let's do that with intention. Exhale as you stand. Pick up your blueberry as you stand. Close your hip bones as you stand. Let them relax when you inhale. And rest. Now we're standing, we're going to move into squats. So body weight squats, you can grab weight for your squats. We'll be sitting back and standing in 10 seconds. And start, squats, inhale down, exhale up. Or you can exhale through your range of motion. That's always a option. Exhaling through that squat can make you feel stable. If inhaling down doesn't, take your knees and make them social distance. You're always pushing your knees away from each other when you squat. If they relax towards each other, sometimes you're standing, there's this little wobble, you use a lot of strength. Push them out, drive them out. 7 more seconds. Rest, we have lateral walk now. So you're going to hold a shallow squat, hips back, chest up, 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, back and forth for the next 40 seconds. We're starting in 7. Hips stay facing forward. So you're stepping to the side. I'm not rotating my body. I'm also not standing completely upright. I'm just walking side to side. Hips are pushed back. You can get into a shallow squat. If you want to make it deeper, make your squat deeper. My chest is up, not relaxed. Down, my back isn't rounded. Chest up, hips back. 17 seconds left. exhaling and just keep blowing the air out. And rest, 20 seconds. We're going to end with alternating reverse lunges, so you'll get a 1 minute rest. We'll go through a top 4 rounds. We stretch, that's the workout. So reverse lunges, hip hinge. I see a lot of people that come down and they're very, very upright. You shouldn't be so upright, it's a hinge. It's like a one-legged squat. Step back, hinge. This is what we're doing. Step back, hinge. Alternating reverse lunges, find your breath. Either or find a breath pattern that makes you feel stable. Move with your breath intentionally, slow and steady. We want to be the tortoise, not the hare. And rest, that's your 1 minute rest. It's your chance to grab some water, drink some water, stay hydrated. We need it for every chemical reaction in our body. We'll be back down on the floor for glute bridges in 40 seconds. We're starting in 22 seconds, so I hope you're hydrated. Have some music that you enjoy playing. I just have royalty-free music because if I play any copyrighted tunes or any own music, then Facebook will mute the video, which I discovered the hard way last week. We're starting in 5 seconds, glute bridges. And start, exhale up. Don't rush through it, slow and steady. With control. We're 10 seconds in. 10 more seconds. And rest. Next exercise are sit-ups. So starting up on your sit bones, up on your sit bones, not rounded, no weight on your tailbone. Inhale, try to lower yourself with control. Exhale down, sorry. Inhale and then exhale, lower yourself with control. Inhale at the bottom, exhale back up. So if you have weight and you're struggling, the weight helps a lot. Use it and throw it in front of you. It pulls your weight forward. If you can't come up, just work on the lower. You can build a lot of strength just working here. And rest 20 seconds. Next we have Russian twists. So up on your sit bones, you're either just cupping your hands, rotating, touching hip to hip. See hips stay forward and rotating from my torso, from my ribs. You can grab weight to increase the difficulty and start, and of course you can hinge. The majority of my weight is still on my sit bones. I'm trying to keep that weight off my tailbone, so not rounding and crushing your tailbone into the mat if you're hinging. Same with feet up, still keeping your weight off your tailbone. So find your level, we're halfway through. Exhale with rotation. Exhale, gently draw your belly button in every time you exhale. If your low back is bothering you, you might just need to adjust. So stop, readjust your body. If you change your position slightly, come more upright, and start again. 20 seconds rest. We now have kneeling hip thrusts. So knees under your hips. I like to just bring my toes together and sit on my heels. That feels comfortable. I'm going to exhale up and drive my hips forward in 3 seconds. Inhale, release my blueberry. Exhale, pick up my blueberry. Inhale, open up my hip bones. Exhale, close my hip bones. Inhale, take off the pair of jeans. Exhale, zip them up. 10 more seconds. You know that thing when you unzip the tight pair of jeans, you're like, inhale and release. Exhale and zip them up. And rest. Next kneel to stand in 20 seconds. We're going to start in 10 seconds. Ten more seconds. And rest. We have squats next. You can always squat to a chair if you don't feel comfortable with air squats. You can add some weight. You can even add a resistance band above your knees. We're starting in 5 seconds. I'll grab the band for my next 2 rounds to show you some banded options. If you want to level up, if you want to do this workout another time, and just change it up a little bit. And just try to drop your hips as low as your body allows. So if you're here, that's as low as you can get, that's great. Just always challenge yourself just to get a little bit lower. A little bit lower each time. As you're more warmed up, it gets easier to drop into the squat. And rest. Lateral walk. So that lateral walk, side to side. If you have a resistance band, you can add it. It's still difficult, I think, without the band. But the band just gives it a little bit more. The band goes above my knees push out. Pick up my squat. 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. Especially with the band, you have to be really intentional with driving your knees out because the band is obviously going to pull them in together. And so that just makes the exercise a lot more difficult. Fifteen seconds left. Keep breathing. You want to make it easier, come a little bit more upright. Want to make it harder, rock. And rest, 20 seconds. Lastly, we have reverse lunges. And then we'll get a 1-minute break, 2 more rounds, and that's our workout. So starting in 10 seconds. Hinge. So everything we've done is a hinge squat. You start back, lunges, you send it back, and start alternating. 20 more seconds, we're halfway. Seven seconds to go. And rest. That is our 1-minute rest. And we have 2 more rounds. So this is our water break. That is telling us we have 40 more seconds. My timer counts in 20 and 40-second increments. So glute bridges in 20 seconds. Glute bridges, you can grab a band, if you have a band, and put it just above your knees. I love resistance bands. My favorite of the loop ones, the fabric ones. They're very reasonably priced on Amazon. You can usually find them for less than $30. That would go above your knee. If you have it, thumbs up, exhale, up. If you have the band pulls your knees together. So it's a physical reminder to push your knees apart. Drive them apart against the tension, against the resistance of the band while you're doing the glute bridges. Five seconds left. And rest. Next we have sit-ups. So we're going to start from the top, lower ourselves with control. We're starting in 5 seconds. And you have a resistance band. This can also be useful for sit-ups. So we put it around my wrist, pull apart. Sometimes it can help create a little bit of added tension, which sometimes you feel more supported in your core, in your abs. You can pull it apart. Kneeling hip thrust is 20 seconds. Starting in 5 seconds. And start. Twenty seconds in, 20 seconds left. And rest, and we have kneel to stand. In 3 seconds. Remember to alternate your feet. You might get used to, you might have a favorite leg that you like to stand on. Also do the other leg that feels a little bit more difficult. 10 more seconds. And rest, we have squats next. In 10 seconds. So trying to get your squats as low as your body allows, always challenging your own personal range of motion. Pain-free squats, of course. Knees out, send your hips back without relaxing your chest. So I'm not here. Down like this, that's not a squat. My chest stays up and I sit. If you have a resistance band, as your squat option, band goes above your knees, push your knees out against the band. Even if you don't have a resistance band, you should be pushing your knees away from each other. You squat. That's where part of your power comes from. Driving them out helps engage your glute medius, your butt muscles on the side. And rest. Now we have lateral walk. Starting in 7 seconds, you're gonna hold the squat, shallow, deep, go to the left and then to the right. I'm just taking 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right, so you don't need a lot of room. You can even go side to side. Then all you need is a patch of carpet, a patch of space to work on. Make it harder, drop it lower. But hips drop, not your chest. If it hurts your back, come upright more. Shake it out, sit back, reset. It shouldn't be hurting your low back. Weight is made foot to heel, not in your toes. 3 seconds left. And rest. Last is reverse lunges. Then we'll have 1 minute break, and we're just going to do the circuit one more time, and then we'll stretch. And that's our Friday workout. Starting in 10 seconds, alternating reverse lunges. With or without weight. Focus on your breath. Exhaling through the range of motion. Or inhaling down, exhaling up. 20 seconds left. Bending that back knee as much as your body allows. And rest 1 minute, and then we have one more round. That means we have 40 more seconds rest, so I hope you've hydrated. Then we'll be down for our last 40 seconds of glute bridges. On glute bridges, you can always add a weight to your thigh if you're looking for more of a challenge. So sometimes what people do is they take the weight, they slop it right on their belly or right on their hip bone. Don't do that. That's a lot of weight to be carrying on your reproductive organs. Push that weight onto your thigh and hold the weight on your thigh for glute bridges. If you want to do it without weight, you don't need to add weight to it. I personally prefer a band. And start last set of glute bridges. If you're looking to make your glute bridges feel more difficult, the resistance back, I prefer to add weight to your thighs. But if you put weight on your body, don't let it sit on your hips. Oh, something weird is counting. Let's keep doing the glute bridges. Glute bridges. Did I miss something? Oh, I think we didn't do Russian twist last time. That's what I missed. Sorry. We'll do it this round. Glute bridges, keep going. 20 more seconds. But you come up and hold the last 10 seconds of your glute bridge. Keep your hips up. Exhale, draw your belly button in. For 3 more seconds. And rest. Next are sit-ups. Starting in 10 seconds. And start. Halfway through. Do not hold your breath during any part of the sit-up. You're exhaling with movement. Exhale it down, exhale it up. And rest. Now we have Russian twist. So sitting weight on your sit bones, rotating and tapping your hip bone, or rotating with weight. Starting in 8 seconds. You start. Heels stay connected to the ground. I mean, unless you're doing the heels raise option, then make sure your weight is still on your sit bones and not on your tailbone. Exhale with rotation. Watch your hands. So my whole head is moving. I'm not facing forward and turning my hands. I'm watching my hands, rotating with my hands. 10 more seconds. And rest 20 seconds. Then we have kneeling hip thrusts. In 9 seconds. And start. Twenty seconds in. Ten more seconds. And rest. Kneeling to standing in 17 seconds. Starting in 3 seconds. Ten more seconds. And rest, squats, and 20 seconds. In 5 seconds. And start, knees apart. Social distancing knees, sit your bum back and down. Twenty more seconds. And our lateral walks, an ultimate exercise. Squat and walk, side to side, in 10 seconds. Lateral walk. Halfway. 10 more seconds. Rest. And last 40 seconds are alternating reverse lunges. Starting in 10 seconds. And start. Focus on your breath. Halfway through, 20 more seconds of the entire workout. Ten seconds. And rest. That's it. We're just going to do some stretches before we head out. Start off on your hands and knees. Knees onto your hips. Bring your big toes together. Send your hips straight back into child pose. Relax your elbows. Put back on your hands and knees. Bring your left foot forward into a kneeling lunge. Keeping that front heel connected to the ground. Let your knee track towards your toes. And just hold. Bring your left foot behind you, right foot in front. Keeping your front heel connected, let your knee track towards your toes. Holding where you feel the stretch. Find where your shoulders are and bring your shoulders towards your hips. We're going to bring our knees under our hips, spread your knees apart, come down to your forearms, send your hips straight back, relax your forehead. Turn your toes away from your body. Slowly come up into a low squat hold using your elbows to push your knees apart. You can get your heels down, your hands in front of you, and put some of your body weight into the palms of your hand. We're going to reach for our toes, slowly roll your body up. And then end with 3 deep breaths. Breathe in through your nose, reach towards the ground, breathe out through your mouth, reach towards the sky. And that's it. Thank you for joining me this morning and have a great Friday and the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you on Monday for our next workout.